It's Saturday night once again, and 10:05 p.m. here in the Pacific, or where I'm at, it's Los Angeles time. So magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Good evening po. And if you're watching us here, watching us in the Philippines, it is Sunday noontime, 1 o'clock p.m. on a beautiful Sunday. Hopefully, I heard that there was an earthquake, and I know some parts of the country there's still rain. Hopefully, everything is gonna go away, and you guys gonna be fine. But for at least an hour or so, mapanood nyo kami at mapakinggan yung ating isi-share sa inyo today and maibsan, so it could at least give some comfort at maiwasan o ano niyo yung problema, malimutan ng kahit kaunti ang problema. So if you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So welcome po sa Dear Kuya Jush for this edition. Ang pagiging title po natin ngayon is Mag-Ingat, Romantic Scammers. Okay. Now, if you are tuning in, we are live on PHLV Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously we are airing live on PHLV Radio YouTube channel. So if you are not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe so you won't miss any of our shows. And if you click that bell, you will be notified every time that there is a show of PHLV Radio being aired. So please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you have Amazon Fire TV, just look for PHLV channel. And if you have Alexa, just say, Alexa, play PHLV Radio. And we are also air audio streaming live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Yan! Ako, kailangan natin ng help kasi what happened is, remember last week, for those people who watched the show, we had a letter from Christopher na scam siya. And sabi nga niya, he shared his experience so at least people will be aware of a different scam that is happening. Because of that, this particular letter sender this time, she shared, Linda is her, itatago natin sa pangalan Linda, she shared naman yung another version of a scam, yun yung romantic scam. So, eto po yung nakakatawa. I was just talking to the owner, Johan, about the different emails that I got because of the Christopher letter or email from last week. So there's a lot of us out there that or who had experienced a scam, a different kind of scam, one time or another in this lifetime. So be careful po. That's why we're airing this particular email, is for us to be warned. Kasi I guess it is so rampant. Sometimes, di ba, we talk about technology being great and technology being what it is. So as they said, technology is there hopefully to be done or to be used in a very useful, helpful way, pero it also could be a tool to con people, to scam people. So that being said, welcome po sa lahat ng nakikinig. So our topic for today, ang pamagat po ay Mag-Ingat, Romantic Scam. Okay, and this could be happening or had happened not only to the female sector of our society, but it's genderless. It could happen to both male and female. And later in the show, we will give you some website that you could tune in to see other scams that are being done to different nationality, not only to Filipino Americans or Filipino. It is rampant to different culture as well, in different countries as well. And I will share that with you as we end the show. Okay, ito na po. So hopefully makahabol yung hahabol. Mag-ingat, romantic or romance scammers or romance scammers. Sabi niya, Dear Kuya Josh, itago niyo na lang po ako sa pangalang Linda. Good day to you, your listeners and viewers. After your last week's show, you titled it Beware Scammers, I decided to write you my story. Just like Chris's story, I would like to make everyone aware that scammers are everywhere, and it can and did happen to me. Pakitago na lang po ako sa pangalang Linda. I'm 35 years old and a nurse. I am in the USA and I'm one of those nurses who were directly hired by an employer. So direct hire siya. Kuya Josh, kakahiyaman pero I need to share my story. It took me a while to realize that I was romantically scammed. Honestly, I'm not a looker, but not ugly. Sabi nga nila, sakto lang ang looks ko. I was born and raised in Manila. I'm from a middle-class family of 4. My whole family are nurses. Tatay, nanay, kapatid, lahat kami nurses. Ako lang ang nasa USA. Masasabing I'm also a member of NBSB or No Boyfriend Since Birth. May nanliligaw naman noon, pero I was so focused on my studies then kaya I did not pay attention sa love life ko. I always said na love life can wait and should wait. Dito sa Amerika, like most of the new migrants, can be lonely. Kahit busy sa work, may times din na nakakalungkot at nakakamiss ang Pilipinas. Kaya, I mostly communicate with family and friends from the Philippines through Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Viber. I have nurses friends, pero iba pa rin ang mga kaibigan ko from the Philippines. One time, a man named Roberto sent me a friend request sa FB. I did not accept dahil wala naman kaming mutual friend. After a couple of days, Roberto sent a messenger message of hello. Again, I did not reply to his message. Every day he would say hello, how was your day? Siguro it lasted every day for 2 weeks. I got curious, Kuya Josh, kung sino itong Roberto na ito at sobrang tiyaga, kaya I finally sent a thumbs up. Yan ang malaking mistake ko. After the thumbs up, I checked his profile pictures. Marami-rami naman. He looks adorable, handsome, nice body, at isang mukhang Italian-American. A thumbs up from the beginning paano ba to? A thumbs up from the beginning, then text exchanges through Messenger. Roberto would not miss sending me sweet messages like good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. He would send more pictures of him at his work. He works at an oil rig at the middle of the ocean. Marami siya na kwento sa akin. Biyudo siya with 1 child. He married his high school sweetheart but died of aneurysm. He has a mother na sinusuportahan. The text messages became a voice call. Magsisinungaling ako if I tell you na hindi ako na-fall sa kanya. Napaka-ideal niya as a person, as a son, and a father. Lahat ng hinahanap ng isang babae sa isang lalaki ay nasa kanya. Gwapo, magandang katawan, may trabaho, sincere, maalalahanin, at in my opinion, very lovable. After 2 months of calls, texts, we elevated our connection to video calls. Kaya lang, mahina ang signal where he is, kaya most of the time, napuputol kapag video call. Kaya, we elected voice calls na lang most of the time. Kuya Josh, on the 3rd month, sinagot ko na siya. Mas lalong naging intense ang aming calls naming sa isa't isa. He shared that when his contract is over sa work, he would come see me and would stay with me so we could be together. Sinabi rin niya na he wants to be with me and take care of me. Maraming bagay sa mga sinabi niya ang nagpapasaya sa akin. Mga bagay na gustong-gusto kong marinig. Ako daw ang pinakamagandang babaeng nakilala niya. He cannot wait to hold me sa mga arms niya. Kuya Jush, I would always wait for his texts and calls. Naging addict ako sa mga tawag niya, boses niya, sweet messages, text niya. I look for them, I crave for them. Until one day, he did not call for a day. A day became a week. Para akong baliw. I cannot concentrate sa work ko, I cannot eat or sleep kasi I was worried kung ano na ang nangyari sa kanya. On the 8th day, he finally called. I asked why. He said he was taken ill but okay now. What is stressing him out is his mom who like him was taken ill. He said he wants to send money for her care pero he is way out in the ocean to do such. And his bank account was temporarily blocked because it was hacked. When I learned about it, I told him I would lend him the money and send it to his mom. He gave me his mom's Zelle number or Zelle account and I sent $4,000 to her mom. Oh, to his mom, sorry. I sent $4,000 to his mom. Super saya niya dahil mas lalo niya akong minahal sa ginawa ko. I told him, I'm glad I made you happy. Now you are stress-free. You are stress-free. A week passed, tuloy pa rin ang exchanges namin ng text. Sorry. A week passed, tuloy pa rin ang exchanges namin. Nalubos na nagpapasaya sa akin. I was like a giggly little girl when I'm chatting with him. Kuya Jush, I will admit, in love na ako sa kanya. He asked me to marry him and without thinking, I said yes. Ako pa ba? Sold na ako sa kanya. The following day, he asked if I can buy his plane tickets for me. Oh, I guess he asked if I could buy his plane ticket for us to see each other. Again, he said he will pay me back when he fixes his bank account when he gets back to the country. Ako naman, I said yes and asked where to buy the tickets. He said they have an agency that takes care of all the travel arrangement for all the employees. He asked me to Zelle the money for the plane tickets to the travel agency's number. Upon receiving the number, I Zelle $6,000 since he said he needs to get a business class seat since hurt ang back niya at work and would have difficulty of sitting for a long time. Without thinking, I Zelle him the $6,000 to the number he gave me. After a day, he texted that everything is set and he will be back in the USA at such date and time. He then mentioned that he owed money to his co-worker, $2,000 yon, which he needs to pay back before they fly back to the US. Like always, I Zelled that $2,000 to the number he gave me. He texted me after, I love you, Linda. You are the best girl ever. I love you more than life. I cannot wait to make love to you when we see each other. Yun ang text niya. He told me that he might not be able to text me for 2 days since they were told that their connection would be cut since their project at the rig is over. I waited for 2 days, no calls, no texts. I finally shared my story sa isang coworker ko. She said, "Nako, girl, baka na-scam ka." Sabi ko, "Hindi no, may video calls kami so totoong tao siya." Sabi ni Sabina, yung coworker ko, "Nako friend, I will ask my other friend, Carol, na parang ganyan din ang nangyari sa kanya." So Sabina made a call and asked her friend Carol for coffee the following day. Carol shared her story, which is almost same with hers, with mine. I shared my story too. I asked Carol if she has pictures of the man she was talking to. She showed me the pictures of her from her phone. I realized then that I was a victim of romantic scam. Since the pictures of the man Carol showed me is also Roberto. Napaiyak ako not because of the money I gave Roberto, but napaiyak ako dahil minahal ko si Roberto. Minahal ko siya at mahal ko pa rin siya. Si Roberto ko ay si Carlos naman ni Carol. Si Carol gave 15,000 in total. Ako, $12,000 in total. Ang sakit-sakit, Kuya Jush. The following day, Roberto texted that he is already in the USA and would like to see me soon. I asked kung kilala niya si Carol. I even sent the picture of Carol and I during our meeting. After that, the phone went dead. Nawala na rin ang profile picture ni Roberto sa Facebook. What is left is just the lengthy text messages namin ni Roberto. Kaya I decided to write my story para isang warning, isang babala, na mag-ingat at laging aware tayo sa mga manloloko. Kuya Jush, nakakahiyaman aminin ay isa akong biktima. Siguro dahil sa aking loneliness, hindi ko nadagawa ang mga dapat gawin na to check the validity o yung katunayan na totoo ang lahat ng ito. Na bulag ako sa kagwapuhat at mga sweet messages and text nitong Roberto na to. I hope na hindi to mangyari kahit kanino. $12,000 ang nawala sa akin at kay Carol naman ay $15,000. Ang masakit nito, ang kausap kong si Roberto, supposedly ay si Carlos naman ni Carol. Napakasakit, nakakahiya. It's not even the money, but it's my emotion that talagang nasaktan. I know I would earn the money again. This time, I'm hoping na hindi mawala ang tiwala ko sa mga lalaki, lalo na sa social media. Alam ko maraming mga magagandang nangyari sa ibang tao, but it did not happen to me. Naloko ako, nagoyo ako. That's why, as much as I hate telling my story, ang aking kagagahan, ang aking pagkaluka-luka, it needs to be said, it needed to be shared para maiwas natin ang ganitong sitwasyon. Hanggang dito na lang at maraming salamat sa pagbibigay oras sa aking email at hopefully mabasa ito para maging aware tayo, hindi lang kaming kababaihan, but also ng mga kalalakihan. Usong-uso ngayon ang scam. Taga-subaybay sa iyong programa. More power to you, more power to PHLV Radio, at sana magtuloy-tuloy pa ang programa o show mo na katulad nito. Nagsusubaybay o sumusubaybay, Linda. Nako, Linda. Maraming salamat. Nako, it is so timely yung mga scam na yan. Like what I said earlier, right after we aired the email of Christopher, yung Christopher letter na na-scam siya dun sa anak ng kaibigan niya na hindi naman pala na-confine sa hospital. Ito na, nagdatingan na yung mga email ng different scams. Pero ito yung napili namin kasi talagang firstly hindi ito peso-peso, it's dollars na pinag-uusapan. At so I'm glad that you shared that with us para kapulutan ng aral at mamulat talaga yung mga eyes natin sa different kind of scams na nangyayari across or around us. Happy viewing kay Jem Yu. Si Jem Yu, ating kaibigan na napakasarap gumawa ng mga pastries. And I think they ventured into another business. It's a freight forwarding business, and we'll talk about more about that kasi it just started. And I think one of the agent of that, I forgot the name of the company, Yun ang bagong tayong kumpanya, and I think they're part of it. But if you want to order, I've been asking Jam you to guest in Alam Mo Ba, my other show, para mas showcase natin yung mga kanyang mga puto flan at mga kakanin. Pati I think she has a way of making that wonderful bola sauce. Yan, basta anyways, we'll talk about it. But before we continue, si Alex Francisco. Hi Alex, happy viewing sa'yo. I believe Alex is in Manila. Sabi niya, ito yung comment ni Alex. Sa panahong ito kasi, ngayon ang hirap na magtiwala pa sa social media sa panahong kasi ngayon, ang hirap na magtiwala pag sa social media mo nakilala yung tao. Tama. Talagang dapat search ka tungkol sa taong yun, huwag ka agad basta-basta nagtitiwala. True. Okay, para doon sa mga pumapasok, na-scam si Linda, itinatago natin sa parang Linda, na-scam siya. She's a nurse here in the US. Sabi niya, she's from a middle class. Looks-wise, she's sakto lang. So meaning, she's not gorgeous, but she's not ugly. Sabi niya, sakto lang. Sakto is enough daw. So she met itong tao na to, si Roberto, through the Facebook. Parang doon sa mga latecomers natin, brief summary lang. So what happened is, di ba, all of us were getting that, yung mga friends request. So important you tell someone who's a techie to yung mga friends nyo, yung di ba, pag merong mutual friends, tapos merong all, make sure that you would know how to parang i-hide yung mga all your friends, kasi doon nakakakuha ng idea yung mga scammers na yan, because they go into your profile and they see all your friends, iniisa-isa nila yan, at they really have a way of reviewing all the posts na ginawa, not only you but your friends. So like in my case, kailangan talaga put your mutual friends on the mutual, and if on the all friends, dapat walang nakakilala nun o walang nakakakita. So anybody would check your profile kapag wala kayong mutual friends, hindi niya makikita. They will not be able to see your friends. They will only see the mutual friends that you have. I was blessed because a good friend of mine, an associate, was able to teach me how to do that. It's really not hard. You just do that on the setting portion of your Facebook account. That would help in a way for these scammers not to go into your profile or to go into your friend's profile or to get to know or do a friend request. So itong nangyari kay Linda, this particular Roberto was asking for a friends to be added as a friend, but she keeps ignoring him, pero hi daw ng hi for a couple of days, tapos mga sweet like, good morning, how are you, mga ganon. So napilitan na siyang mag-thumbs up. That where it all started, yung thumbs up na parang symbol, parang emoji na thumbs up. Well, after she did that, so siningtinan niya ngayon, kasi once you put a thumbs up, parang papasok na yun sa messenger mo, not really into your Facebook profile, but papasok yun, and you guys could communicate doon sa thumbs up mo. That being said, eto na, nagkaroon na exchanges of text messages. Itong si Linda, chinek niya yung profile. Nung nakita niyang may itsura, magandang katawan, may mga pictures na parang chinek niya. And she was smitten technically kasi nga good looking si Roberto. Sabi nga ni Carol, yung feature niya is Italian American, so you could just imagine makisig. So anyway, that the exchanges became frequent, tapos nagkaroon ng mga text messages through messenger at may mga voice calls na. So ang sabi raw nitong Roberto, he works at a rig, yung oil rig, yung at the middle of the ocean. So nagkaroon din ng video call, and I'll tell you more about that kasi before I asked a tech person of mine and I asked some information so I could share with you. So anyways, ngayon nagkaroon ng problema kasi biglang hindi nagparamdam si Roberto kay Linda. So she was so worried. So when she was worried, tumawag na kasi na-stress daw, nagkasakit daw si Roberto at kailangan niyang siya ay byudo at meron siyang anak na isa, at yung I would guess the anak is with the mother of Roberto, pero kailangan ng pera dahil may sakit si may sakit yung nanay niya. So since hindi niya mapadala ng pera dahil at the middle of the ocean daw si Roberto at ang kanyang bank account ay na-hacked, so ito namang si Linda walang hindi nag-atubili, without thinking, send $4,000. Zinel niya sa number, kung ano man number ang pinrovide ni Roberto. Pagkatapos noon, so nung na-receive, sabi, I love you, ikaw yung the best, ganyan-ganyan, at I would like to marry you. At nagkaroon din ng voice, not only voice calls, pero meron din video calls between the two of them, Roberto and Linda. However, according to Linda's email, napuputo lagi kasi mahina daw yung strength ng signal. So they just decided na voice call na lang at majority text. Okay, so nung matatapos na raw yung contract, kasi naka-contract daw yung project, then Roberto said, kailangan bumalik na siya sa USA. At kailangan niya ng ticket. No? At ang drama pa ni Roberto, sana kung pwedeng makahiram uli kay Linda, kay Nurse Linda, is ng business class seat sana. Kasi na-hurt daw yung back niya, so he cannot be seated for a long time as opposed to a business class na nakahiga yung passenger o pwedeng mahiga. So pinadala naman niya, binigyan niya ng 4,000 yung sa nanay earlier, tapos ito 6,000. Si Linda was kind of smart at sabi niya siyang bibili ng ticket. Then Roberto said, wag na, meron kaming agency who takes care of all the employees nung kumpanya. Padala mo na lang, i-Zelle mo na lang. So sinel na naman niya yung $6,000. So if you think about it, 6,000 at yung 4,000, so $10,000 na yon. So doon nga sinabi na pagbalik niya, gusto niyang they would make love and papakasalan ni Roberto si Nurse, pero meron na namang twist. Ang twist ngayon, may nakautang daw siya ng $2,000 sa isang co-worker at kailangan bayaran yon. So ito naman si Linda, I guess na-excite siya or because of the promise of marriage at ang may itsura nga si Roberto, nagpadala na naman ng $12,000 sa another cell number. That being said, alam ko wag muna kayong mag-violent to react, okay? Nagpadala na naman siya. Pagkapadala niya, doon sa number na yon, doon na parang kinabahan na niya, may kaba. Kasi nga parang if you think about it, she already sent $12,000. Okay? Pero ngayon, so may reward siya kasi after napadala yung pera, wala siyang narinig. Pero nagsabi naman si Roberto na for 2 days, hindi siya makakatawag simply because mawawala na yung kanilang internet connection kasi di ba nasa gitna ng alas na ng ocean. And I guess sabi nga yung kumpanya raw would cut off the internet connection on the way back. So, it happens. So, nung walang communication, so nakita niya na worry itong si Nurse Linda. So, nasabi niya sa isang friend niya sa work na yun nga yung nangyari, na nagpadala niya, ganyan. Sinabi sa kanya, sabi sa kanya, sabi ni Sabina yung friend niya. Sabi ni Sabina, careful ka. Kasi usong-usong ngayon ng scam. Kasi nga, itong si Carol, na kaibigan naman ni Sabina, parang may ganyang story rin. So, sabi niya, sige nga, can you ask Carol na mag-coffee? Tayong tatlo. So, nag-coffee nga. Eto, lo and behold, kinuwento rin ni Carol na almost the same story. Ang pangalan nung nakausap, si Carlos, nahingian siya technically ng total of $15,000. Doon siyempre parang may similarity. Sa rig din nagtatrabaho at the Middle Ocean, na-block din yung account, yung mga ganon, yung na-block din yung account, tapos kailangan ng pera for some reason or another. So, sa madalit salita, si Carol was left hanging. So, na-curious ngayon itong si Linda. Sabi ni Linda, patingin nga ng picture ni Carlos. Pagpakita ni Carol ng picture ni Carlos, guess what? So, to her surprise, at sabi nga, yung Carlos ni Carol at ang Roberto ni Linda, o Roberto niya, same picture, or same pictures. So para siyang, ang sakit daw, para siyang nabuhusan ng malamig na tubig na parang alam na niya na con. So nung tumawag yung Roberto, sinabi niya, hey, kilala mo ba yung si Carol? Tapos pinadala nga yung picture nila together dun sa meeting. Guess what? The phone died. Biglang wala na si Roberto sa linya at yung profile, the whole profile picture ni Roberto nawala na delete na sa profile ng Facebook. At kaya na-decide ni Linda to share yung kanyang masaklap na $12,000 scam na nangyari sa kanya na inano nga niya, romantic scam. Kasi nga, nagamit yung kanyang emotion, nagamit na yung kanyang desire to find a man na who would take care of her emotionally. Yun nga, nasaktan siya. That's why, when she heard about the letter of Christopher from last week, she decided to share her story. Basta inano lang niya, please don't mention the state where I'm at yung name ko kasi nga ma-identify. So yung profession niya, tama, nurse. Yeah, yung mga characters pinalta natin just to protect her identity. Okay. So yung mga nakikinig, nako, talagang beware and be aware and be warned. Talagang usong-uso na yung scam ngayon. Tapos talagang and if you have a chance after the show or whenever you log in, go to your YouTube channel, look for romantic scammers or romantic scam. Ang dami pong kwento. At itong what happened to Linda is only $12,000. It's still $12,000, which at 50 in pesos, that is 600,000. Samantala itong si Carol, 15,000 US dollars. So just imagine yung perang nawala sa kala. Like what Linda said, yun kayang kitain. It could be replaced pera, pero it's the emotional roller coaster, the emotion, yung emotional na turmoil na napaibig sila at na-con. Pero pag kinumpare mo, if you compare that to the other cases that's on YouTube, you will be amazed. Some people, they gave their life's worth, they gave all their earnings, they gave, yung isa nga, parang natira na lang sa pera niya is $10. Yung iba naman, parang 500,000, the whole retirement because of a promise of a love life, a promise of a marriage. Pero when they found out, it's the scammers are getting all these profile pictures, all the pictures from different posting of different people. At yung iba nga nahanap nila yung true owners at it's too late. Kumbaga masyado na silang deep into the money they already sent. So tayo po, that's why we decided that I think it is high time that we need to be vigilant. We need to double check. I was talking to a good friend of mine earlier, prior to this broadcast. Wala ba yung, di ba minsan, hopefully there is, and if you guys are listening and you know of a software, an application, where if you see a picture, you could detect the real identity of that picture. I think that would help. And if that software is not developed, maybe that would be a good for our developers, for the people who are techie, can develop a software that so many pictures are being posted online. So sana merong program wherein kunyari yung picture ko, if somebody use my picture, my profile, they automatically, if you run into that software or to that app, it will identify the real me, the real person, at kung saan lumabas yung picture na yon. I was told that wala pa yatang ganung app. So if you know anything about that, please do so. Kasi meron akong napanood na they call it reverse picture, that if I don't know if if that software is readily available, or is that software that can be purchased or subscription lang. I don't know, you tell me. Now, one of the things that I questioned earlier, like yung kanilang voice call, kasi di ba, aside from the voice call, yan, it can be done kasi meron mga machine na it could even change your voice as well as your intonation, as well as your accent, and may mga ganun na po, and a male voice can be a female voice can be a male voice, and I've seen that with my eyes. Yung sa video call na medyo nagtanong ako sa isang technician or someone who's really an expert in technology, sabi niya that can be done too. because meron ding mga application now na as if you're talking to that person pero hindi siya clear. And I think that's what happened in this particular case, na talagang yung panggogoyo, it was elevated into a grand scheme na talagang, imagine mo even the cell, sabi ko nga kay Linda offline, why not, siguro if you have any friends or family na marunong sa banking, maybe we could detect, or maybe I don't know yet, maybe who else is listening, maybe kasi pag sa cell kasi it means it goes to someone's bank account, so maybe this is really what they call, it's like glorified or talagang orchestrated scamming. Tapos ang tawag naman po dun sa mga profile picture na kinukuha to be used is they call it cat swapping. Parang nakukuha yung mukha mo ng mukhang ibang tao at nilalagay. It's so common. So be aware ang yung mga nagfe-friends request or when they send you friend request sa Facebook at yung mga lagi, even marami nag-hi, hello, and I always check their profile, and there's a way of checking the profile without opening yung message. At pag nakita ko wala kaming mutual friends, then I just don't say anything. Parang, why would anybody say hello to me when I really don't know them? Was it random? Or because my profile is public, so they could read all the other things that's happening in my life, as well as yung the things that I do. So there's always a possibility na either they're just curious or they have maybe an intention to scam. What I'm saying though is I hope na hindi naman mawala yung tiwala natin sa humankind, because I know and I have friends who went into, sabi nga, met their love of their life through online, through the Match.com or to other dating sites. But that doesn't mean na lahat yun legitimate. Sabi nga, there's even in a forest, there's a snake in every forest. So wag na tayong maghanap ng snake, or in every basket of apple may isang rotten there. So hopefully you will be more aware, we will be more aware, we will be more cautious when we talk to people online. We need to make sure that we are talking to the right person or to the right individual, kasi talagang the scam is everywhere. It's very rampant at mahirap pong maging it's difficult to be a victim, and nobody really wants to be a victim of any kind. So tingnan natin kung may mga comment pa dyan sa inyo. So ito talaga, sabi ko nga, naku, there's so many letters nga na iba-ibang version, almost the same na scam talaga. And ito talaga, sabi ko, sige, ito yung itatopic natin for today as a warning na once meron nagpadala sa inyo ng friends request, tingnan nyo agad ang profile. Tingnan nyo agad kapag ang profile ay pare-pareho. And this is what I noticed. Yung mga scammers, ang kanilang profile ay napakabago. Meaning, it was just created a couple of months ago. Walang history. And in this day and age, for you not to have a Facebook, I know there's an exception to the rule, but if it was just created a couple of months ago, and it's very limited posting, limited things being exhibited or displayed sa kanilang profile, yung kanilang profile Facebook, nako, it's already a red flag na beware. But also, minsan naman talagang very well planned, well thought of ang scam. So talagang kumpleto, and I've seen that with a good friend most recently. Kumpleto talaga, it went back yung posting a couple of years. So talagang paniniwalaan mo talaga yung tao, yung scammer. Kasi talaga, I guess naisip na nila most of these scammers, they already thought, there's already a thought process put into it for them to be able to successfully scam a person. Sabi nga, nagiging science na siya eh. So just beware that it can happen to all of us, not only you, but to all of us. Even I am not exempted to that. Kaya it's very, very cautious po tayo. I didn't say na maging lagi tayong suspicious, mag ano lang, just be careful, just be vigilant, we open our eyes, let's not be too emotional. Huwag tayong madala ng mga beautiful faces, mga faces nila, mga beautiful bodies na dinidisplay, or yung mga magaganda nilang pinapakita, big houses, mga ganyan. Let's not be wow about that. Let's not be kumbaga ma-move because of that. Pero try to know the person. At maybe what I would suggest too, if you know anybody na pag merong mutual friends, di ba? Kasi sometimes siguro may mga naloko na rin sila among your friends. Call that friend, especially if you're close to that mutual friends of yours, and ask for a validation, the identity of this person, kung ito rin ba ay was added lang as a friend, kasi nga nag-friend request, or was there a history, kilala ba talaga nila? And that's the way we could avoid these scammers. Kasi kung kunyari mutual friends and you double check the validity and you check the veracity of that particular profile, pwede rin. A good example, ngayon, kanina lang, a friend naman, nagpadala sa akin na please do not accept a friend request from this person kasi imposter naman, it's a poser. Meaning, kunyari, nagpe-pretend siya to be Joe Schmo kasi pero si Joe Schmo ay mutual friends nyo, pero yung profile picture na is another name. Pero lahat ng nasa profile, lahat ng nasa Facebook account niya, parang yung picture and also the events, pero ibang tao. And that you need to report. You need to help your friend or whoever is being conned na i-report nyo sa Facebook. Kasi po, rampant talaga sa Facebook. And sadly, hindi nga na monitor. Wala yatang monitoring na nangyayari. So, it is up to us. It is up to us, you and I, as a end user, to be so aware of all this. At siyempre, sabi nga, walang maloloko kung walang manloloko o magpapaloko. So, we need to be very, very careful. May isa nga, 'di ba, sabi nga nakakatakot at times, but yun na talaga the trend of this technology. It makes our life so easy, it makes connections so wonderful. We are able to connect to people we have not seen for ages. I know there's several reunions that happen or that's taking place or that took place. May mga kaibigan tayong nahahanap that we would like to connect pero we don't know how at that during those time, but because of Facebook or Instagram or other social media outlets, we were able to successfully connect to them and rekindle the relationship we once had. Pero yun ang good side, di ba? And we got to know and we are nagiging in touch tayo sa mga ganap din ng mga lost friends natin or current friends. Alam natin yung mga birthdays nila kasi sabi nga technology is good, it's really how you use it. Sabi nga it can be used it could be used constructively, but it could also be a weapon of destruction. Okay, it could be also if used improperly or for the wrong reason, it could hurt more than it could help. So be very careful. Dagdag pa ni Alex Francisco, sa ngayon kasi sobrang dami na ng scammers. Ingat lang po talaga. That is so true, Alex. Talagang, sabi nga, ang hirap mag-discern. So, I always tell you, you always make sure that you pray for discernment. Talagang mag-check ka talaga. Kasi unfair naman na we will just be judged yung mga nag-a-ask ng friend request sa atin simply because, nag-friend request, scammer yan. Mali din. We need to be just vigilant on who we accept. Sabi ko nga, i-test nyo, tingnan nyo yung mga mutual friends. Pag walang mutual friends, I practice that. Minsan sumasablay. I agree that sometimes I accepted people to simply because either na-press ko lang agad pero ang naging rule ko ngayon is to check kung meron kaming mutual friends. Kapag wala kaming mutual friends, most likely I do not accept. Regardless whether they're doing a private message or private conversation, or they call it PM. I don't care. I really refuse to add. Kasi parang randomly na-add ka eh. Parang siguro nakita ka, like in my case, public po yung aking profile. So there's always a possibility that's being seen globally. And there's always a possibility, because I personally would get friend requests from different countries, different continents, And most of them parang wala naman connect. There's no really a there's really no connection whatsoever for them to even reach out and request to be my friend. So pag ganun, titingnan ko yung profile nila, pag masyadong bago yung profile, then I sorry, but I become very very suspicious on the purpose or their mission or their goals or their objective to request for a friendship. Secondly, marami po rin na nagpapadala ng mga nude pictures, especially the females. And some friends, male friends of mine are saying that too, na parang, do you want to see my video? Most of the time, if you click that because curious ka, be careful kasi sometimes it carries a virus. So pag if yung beware that if there is a file coming from a unreliable source or sources na hindi mo kilala, do not open them. Do not even click them. Do not even bother because a lot of times it carries a virus. Regardless of what machine you use, you don't want that headache with you. It's better if it's unfamiliar person or parang yung do you want to see, or normally yung natanggap ko siguro mga a week ago that people are talking about you, click this file, what they say about you, do not click that. Kahit na galing pa yan sa kilala mong kaibigan kasi doon po nagsisimula. Once you click that, it goes to a different website and a different, baka po magka-problema kayo. So we just need to be aware. Doon sa mga listeners natin, please comment kahit na matapos po yung show, comment yung mga experiences nyo dito sa mga different way of people trying to scam you. Napag-usapan na natin yung mga ayuda, pera, crowdfunding. Be careful. Everybody, we are all open to be a victim. We are sabi nga, walang exception. Wala pong, sabi nga, there's no exception to the rule when it comes to people trying to scam, people trying to get the best of you, whether, especially on the financial side. So just be very, very careful and cautious. And of course, ang laging walang sawa kasi sinasabi, you pray for discernment. You open your eyes, don't be emotional, don't be attracted to be emotional about what's happening with you, but use your head more than your heart. Kasi dyan po tayo medyo nafe-fail when we become more emotional. We tend to neglect or overlooked yung mga red flags of things that needs to be checked, needs to be validated before we do one thing. Kaya maraming salamat talaga, Linda. Firstly, maraming salamat kay Christopher from last week kasi yung sa kanya yung beware scammers. Ito naman po itong romantic scams. Maraming salamat, Linda, for opening up, for showing us this particular experience of yours. Maraming salamat din sa friend mong si Sabina at yung friend mo na si Carol, kasi at least let's face it, you were already con for $12,000 as well as Carol for $15,000. Let's stop the bleeding, sabi nga. Let's be more aware, cognizant about the situation that's happening around us, because being aware of such particular incident, situation, or issues. That could be a baby step for us to be knowledgeable, for us to be more aware, and for us to be more careful of what the possible bad things could happen if we don't do our due diligence, if we don't act on those red flags, we don't pay attention and make an issue of the indicators that something is not right or something something doesn't add up. So yon. So maraming salamat for sure kay Linda for sharing your story, and hopefully we all learn lessons from your story. Obviously it touches hearts kasi yung kay Chris, it kind of pushed Linda to share her story. Maraming salamat, and I know yung mga listeners, yung ating team replay would get some lessons in here from Linda's email, Kasi po, para at least maiwasan natin ang mga scammers. Kasi kung walang maloloko, that will die down. Kaya lang, sadly, try to look for, like if you have a YouTube, it's not an advertising, but check romance or romantic scammers. Napakarami po at different nationality, different occasions, but lots and lots of parang hindi not to compare, pero yung 12,000 ni Linda at saka yung 15,000 ni Caron, wala yun kasi yung ibang na scam 100,000, yung isa 750,000, yung isa $1 million. We're talking about dollars. It's because of the promise of a good life. It's a promise of companionship. It's a promise of marriage. And it can happen not only to the female, but it has been happening and recorded even to the males. Talagang yun ang kanilang binibiktima. So be very, very careful po. Sabi pa ni, ito si Mabangis. Mabangis. Welcome back. Sabi niya, think before you click. Sabi nga, that's right. Think before you click. Sabi nga, think twice, three times before you click, or especially pag meron ng kwento or issue tungkol sa pera. Kasi kung yung mga hi, hello lang, how are you, good morning, good afternoon, mga ganyang, how are you, how was your day, walang money involved, pero po talagang pag nag-request na ng pera, when they are already asking for money, especially when they are saying, I want to lend you, can I lend money from you, I will repay it back once there's a promise, pero they want you to send them money first. Nako, time to say, look, you could be polite and say, look, I don't want to be scammed. What you're telling me has scam all over it, and it looks like it. I hope you don't take it too personally, but click mo, change na, click mo na agad para click mo na delete mo or block mo agad yung profile picture na yon or yung conversion na yon. So, hindi na. At doon na sa mga, and I know all of us had experienced this, na nagpapadala mga nude pictures. Nako, that's a bait. Bait na naman yan. Or yung mga, especially they're coming from Europe or they're coming from different parts of the world at wala kayong mutual friends. They said, do you want to see it? I have mga exotic pictures. I have mudug pictures. Don't even bother. I mean, there's other ways of handling that, but at the end of the day, block them. Block them. And that's the only way to deal with that. That being said, again, another day, another wonderful story, this time coming from Linda. So Linda, maraming salamat. I hope that talagang alam ko nakapulutan ng aral at babala ang ating mga tagapanood at tagapakinig. And that being said, maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang pagsuporta. Oh, by the way, alam ko may nag-text sa akin bakit yung Dear Kuya Jush yesterday, they were hoping like what I announced last week, it's gonna be a travelogue to the Holy Land. Medyo as a point lang po, we had to postpone it for another show because the materials that were sent to us, firstly it came in late, not a problem of anyone else, but we didn't have time to edit them. At the same time, the videos that were sent to us they were in the wrong format kasi magkakaroon po talaga ng mga black spot yung ating broadcast. So we will definitely revisit that next month in July, but for the time being, I apologize sincerely on behalf of alam mo ba with Josh Andowit that I know we did announce it and it didn't happen, but thank you pa rin do sa mga nag-support kasi ang dami po rin pang nanood nung ating replay ng ating Father's Day special na si Floyd Tena, who's finishing the run of Ibarra tonight at meron siyang hukay na with Andoy Rana that will be ongoing until the 28th. So maraming salamat kasi the numbers are still there. Siguro marami po sa inyo ang balik tanaw ng show na yon. So maraming salamat. I am still very, very grateful kasi the numbers are still there. Thank you for sharing the shows. Not only this show but this by Alam Mo Ba show as well. Live po rin kami next week. Next week, eto guaranteed ko po. Wala tong next week would be the world famous Junior New System. They're gonna be my guest live. I think nagpadala na kami at I'll be posting again the poster. It's gonna be on the 23rd, which is a Friday, and Saturday po dyan sa Pilipinas. So they will be guesting, and I know they prepared a special number, so it will be all live. So it's the Junior New System, or JNS, yung grupo po na that competed in America's Got Talent, and I know they're making waves, and they're here now in the Los Angeles area, and they're doing so many shows left and right. So we will be guesting them next Friday. Okay? So yun po. Tapos yun. So maraming salamat. So thank you. You have a wonderful week next week, and I hope that whatever is left of this week, maraming salamat po, at you guys enjoy the rest of the week, and for next week, have a safe and wonderful next week. At happy Father's Day for all the fathers in the world who will be celebrating now in the Philippines, and then tomorrow naman po, Sunday dito sa US or this part of the world. Then also, a lot of people had said, "Nako, hindi ka nag-greet ng Happy Pride Month." So Happy Pride Month po rin sa lahat ng ating mga sisters and brothers sa LGBTQ+++. Q++. Okay? Also, Happy Independence Day to the Philippines. So it's a 125th year of Philippine independence. Grabe. Okay? So maraming happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I know there's still celebration going on across different states. So I think we're gonna be doing that until the end of June. So, and as I said, every time we close, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And every act of kindness that you do to people, it is pretty guaranteed that you will get them or will receive them in different times, in different forms, and with other people as well. Sabi nga, meron tinatawag na pay it forward. So with that, another day, another show. Nagpapaalam. Kuya Jush is saying goodbye for now, and I'll see you again next week with another exciting, another thought-provoking, and wonderful story a story that was emailed to us. Now, also as a disclaimer, anything that we talk about, advices, comments, and opinion is not a representation of the owners or the station. Okay? Para malinaw po, that is our disclaimer. And with that, God bless us all, and you have a wonderful day, whatever is left of it, and happy next week. And happy Father's Day again to all the fathers in the world. Good night, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bye-bye, everyone.